a situation where you're having fresh graduates, fresh diplomats coming out of tech, coming out of university, and not having the skills to actually operate effectively in a commercial environment.
I've been visiting a number of universities throughout South Africa, assisting them with trying to turn around and address the skills shortage and implement different plans, how we can get more school kids into the graduate training programs and how we can link the graduates leaving the universities and train them and educate them better in entering the job market in industry.
It's exactly building on that concept of the critical importance of industry collaboration with universities.
And perhaps more internships really than as part of a university curriculum.
You know, we need to start getting industry to start understanding that if we want to get the people for the future, they need to make those careers popular.
So it's a particular type of skill, that you're looking at, and the general public doesn't understand the difference between the types of skills.
We're looking for people with innovation and entrepreneurship, people that can do research and can take this company and change and be innovative and create the new products and lead us into the future.
We are trying to make ERP understandable in an everyday way, in a practical way, particularly in the rural areas where at least 500 million people now have cell phones or some kind of mobile phone, which immediately starts to close the gap on what you can do and how they get what I call the simple supply chain into the complex supply chain. And I believe that growth is going to be enormous.
With this in mind, we see this kind of partnership emerging where Andre, Meryl, and the teams are basically getting together and producing, I call them keyboard-ready graduates. And these graduates are coming out of universities with the skill sets that are required to be effective and operational in a shorter period and a more relevant period in the marketplace.
However, there's still a perception, and it's still in South Africa, that not all education institutions, the people that complete their courses are employable.
But what about equipping these young kids to basically, or graduates to basically start empires? Are we focusing on that?
We've introduced workshops on entrepreneurial skills, because traditionally, as you say, IT people, they're usually brilliant developers, they've got all the technical skills, but they have no idea how to do a business plan.
And I've even seen now as young as second years are developing mobile apps, finding this whole entrepreneurial activity very, very interesting, and they're developing things for companies, and I'm finding companies are coming more to us and saying, how can we utilize the student, because we don't have to employ them, but we can provide you with some funding, and through that funding we can create.
The point is, if everything could simplify but into apps, then the task or the weight of this isn't as heavy, and that's the key, simpler ways to do things.